Um, Hi guys, good evening to one and all. Thank you so much for joining the demo class, and we can wait a couple of minutes and we can start a demo class for the Microsoft Intune. Yeah, we waited for the 5 minutes and we can start the session of Microsoft Intune. Okay. Myself, Bharat, and I'm having 6+ years of experience in IT, in which I worked in the TCS, Accenture, and Tech Mahindra. And I'm having a domain experience in Microsoft Intune, Microsoft Intune, AirWatch, and Avalanche. These are the three other mobility solutions in which we will manage the mobility devices like Android devices, Windows devices, and Mac devices and iOS devices as well. In this demo class, we will have a brief introduction regarding the Microsoft Intune, and I will let you know the modules which I will cover in the remaining classes and upcoming classes which you are joining to this classes. As I mentioned, I'm having a 6+ years of experience in mobility solutions and for the Microsoft Intune, AirWatch, and Avalanche. I know you guys needed some experience in looking for the better opportunity in Microsoft Intune, which are some will be moving from the SSM to the Microsoft Intune, or they want to upskill the technology in the Microsoft Intune in mobility solutions. And in this one-to-one in this section, so there will be in the it's not like a tradition way of training. It will be more interactive, like demo sections, like sessions, like will be if you perform anything implemented on on the classes on the profile like a Microsoft Intune console in endpoint console, it will be replicated on your mobile device. It will be vice versa, and if you implement it on the console, it will be replicated on the mobile device, and you can see the results immediately. Immediate effect means within a few seconds you can show the result on your mobile device. The sections will be conducted in that way. Every compliance policy, every configuration policy regarding to the Microsoft Intune will be implemented. After done of everything, after the completion of the course, you will have a conference to perform and implement the project in your company, or in your starting a company. You can perform the project, this Microsoft Intune projects and everything, and you can crack the interviews as well once we have completed the entire training course. And there will be effort, the little bit effort from your side also required, and practice from your side and from the everyday classes, introduction class, and regarding the mobile device management. If you practice every day, you will get the more knowledge, and you can get the experience on the Microsoft Intune platform. In the basically for the mobile devices management, Intune is the main course we are it is a dominating in every sector regarding the mobile device. As we are aware, the mobile device and PC missions are managed by the Microsoft Intune in main scenario cases. For example, if you're having a uh, first in your way we can you have to think in a way like why Microsoft Intune came into picture. Why for example, if you're in a late 2000 times, we are having a messaging. If you want to send the communication from one person to another person from the mobile device, we will use a messaging service, and we will send and get the reply back from the user end. Now after that, in 2000 at the time, we have received the WhatsApp application. In that WhatsApp application only we can get the communication, and we can make a video calls. Everything can be done in the WhatsApp. It is a basic scenario. If you it is a need, if you're having a need to communication, we have they have created a one platform called WhatsApp. Like that, for Microsoft Intune, why the Microsoft Intune came into picture, I will let you know. First we can have this case study.
Bharat, can you please allow someone? Someone is waiting.
Uh, uh, um, Hello everyone who has joined late. We have started the session now. We are having just a simple case study. Why we are using the Microsoft Intune? Why the Microsoft Intune came into picture? For example, if you are having the two cases, case two. In the case one, the user, uh, one user is there. For example, user A. In the case two, we are having the another user. They are trying to access the Office 365 application. In this case also, they are trying to access the Office 365 applications. Mm. In this case one, when the user trying to access the Office 365 application without the MDM and MEM solution, the user trying to access Office 365 application means if you're having the Outlook application or Teams application, when user trying to access the Outlook and Teams application, in the Teams application or Outlook, the user we will have the client information like the files or the images, everything. If anything regarding the images or files, if the user wants to tries to download the files, it will be downloaded in the personal folder. then in this case there is no kind of any security, or there is no restriction of downloading the thing without the MDM solution. In the case two, we are having the user when trying to access the Office 365 application, they can access the Office 365 apps and they can send the emails and everything. But if that user tries to download the files from the Outlook application, it can't be downloaded in the device, in the personal device storage folder. It can be downloaded in the managed Microsoft OneDrive application. So this kind of behavior we can conclude, like we can say that with the help of the using the Microsoft mobile device management and mobile application management, the user we will have a restrictions on the mobile, on the user mobile device, and we can have the all security compliance according to the client requirement and the company requirement. We can prevent the data leakage of the organization and everything. And if user wants to open any web links from the managed browser Outlook or Teams, it will be opened in the managed Microsoft Edge browser only when when the mobility solution is implemented on that particular device for the particular user. If the user is not using any kind of mobility solutions like MDM, they can access the data and they can download the data from any from the Outlook, and they can store the data and they can share the files. So there will be the security violations, and at that time Microsoft Intune came into picture. Why the Microsoft Intune came into picture means this is the case. With the help of the Microsoft Intune, we can manage the mobile device and we can protect the mobile device. And if you're having any one data leakages can be prevented with the help of the Microsoft Intune solution. Up to now, you're having any queries? Please let me know. Hello, please let me know if any queries. I will move to the next session regarding the Microsoft Intune. I have discussed regarding, right. I'm having a 6 years experience, and Microsoft Intune, Avalanche, and AirWatch. I'm having experience around these technologies. And why the Microsoft Intune came into picture means this is the case study which we have done right now. And what is Microsoft Intune is a cloud-based solution in which if you're having any users, if you want to add the users in, we can add in the Azure Active Directory with the Azure Active Directory, and those users can be managed by the Microsoft Cloud itself. If you want to store the data in the Microsoft in Azure Active Directory, those data will be stored in the cloud itself. And if you want to access the anything from the files or anything, and everything can be managed from the Microsoft Cloud itself. And it can be the Microsoft Intune is integrated between Azure Active Directory and Office 365 services. The next part is when in the Microsoft Intune itself, there are three different parts will be there, three different managements. In Microsoft Intune, there will be three different parts. One is mobile device management. Another one is mobile application management. Another one is PC management. In the mobile device management, under the mobile device management, we can control Android devices. Android and iOS device. In the in mobile application management, we will control the unmanaged personal devices. In the PC management, we will control the PC machines which are migrated from the SSM and the on-premises network or from the Windows autopilot technique. We- These are the techniques which are used in Microsoft Intune. In the Microsoft Intune, been segregated into three platforms. One is mobile device management. In the mobile device management, we can control the Android and iOS devices with the help of the compliance policy, configuration profiles, and in from the mobile application management, we will have a in the mobile application management we can manage the applications which can be used in a unmanaged devices like Android, iOS without the without the Microsoft Intune enrollment. While coming to the PC management, we will have the Windows devices enrollment. Now we can show you the difference between the mobile device. This is the mobile device all the Android devices and the missions. And for the mobile application management, we can have the application can be controlled, and the PC management we can control the PCs which are integrated with the Microsoft Intune. Yeah. Regarding the main difference between mobile device management and the mobile application management is when we enroll the device with the company portal app, the entire device, the company portal, Microsoft Intune company portal app, the entire device can be management. We can do the enterprise wipe. If we want to push the applications, we can push the applications. And if we want to create the notifications also, we can send the notifications if the device is completely enrolled with mobile device management. While coming to the mobile application management, we can control the and we can apply the compliance or configuration policies to the particular applications only. For example, if you're having the if your user is using Teams and Outlook, you can apply the policies to the Teams application and Outlook application only. If we can do only the app wipe, we can't do the enterprise wipe or device wipe. We can send the app configuration to the particular applications only. And in the mobile device management, the main difference, the main concept is device wipe and enterprise wipe. In the device wipe, if you if the user is leaving the company, for example, if the user lost the device, if the user requested to do the device wipe, in the device wipe the personal information plus corporate information, all the information will be wiped out from the device. And from the enterprise wipe, only the corporate information, the data will be removed. Like for example, if you're having the corporate data like Outlook and Teams application, only that data will be removed from the user device. These are the device policies which can be done. The main thing, we can have a one by one we can have a scenario. First thing, we can have the mobile application management. In the mobile application management, we have to do the three steps. Mobile MAM. uh, First we have to create the app protection policies. And after once the app protection policy created, we have to create the conditional access for the particular user. And we have to test the device. What is the app protection policy? If you're having when the mobile application management is implemented, why and when the users have raised the concern in the previous 3 years back, they're having only mobile device management only. They are not having the different different folder like mobile application management or separately. At the time they have raised the concern, for the personal devices only mobile application management can be integrated, can be used. At the time there are for the personal missions also, they are enrolling the mobile device management, and they are controlling the entire device. The users came into picture, they're asking why to control the entire device, I'm using only the two applications like Outlook and Teams. Please apply the policies for only for the Outlook and Teams, don't control the entire device. At that time they have segregated the mobile application management from the mobile device management, and they've created a separate demonstration for the applications which are used in unmanaged devices only. If the user tries to use the applications like Outlook, Teams, and Microsoft applications which we have implemented for the app protection policy in mobile application management, for those applications only user can able to access, and they can get the data from the Outlook or Teams. For that one, if you want to implement the mobile application management, first we have to do the app protection policies. In the app protection policies, what will be the in the app protection policy, we will have the, if the user tries to take the screenshot on the Outlook or Teams application, we can disable it in the app protection policy. And if the user is having any links, to disable the screenshot. And if the user tries to open the any links, and those links can be opened in the managed browser like Microsoft Edge. We will set the condition like that. If you open the links on the Outlook or Teams application, it should be redirected to the Microsoft Edge only. If the user is not using the Microsoft Edge, it will pop up the it will prompt for the user on the Outlook app only, suggesting that please install the Microsoft Edge browser to use the to open these links on that particular Microsoft Edge application. It will won't redirect to the personal browsers like Chrome, or unmanaged browsers like Chrome, or Opera Mini, some third-party browsers. And if the user tries to take the screenshot of the content, and we can disable that screenshot option for the particular applications like Outlook and Teams applications only. If you have added the more applications like Office 365 and app protection policy, for those applications also, the user will not have access to take the screenshots. And another one is user copy paste option. We will disable the copy paste option. User can't copy the content from the Outlook, and can't paste the Outlook from that Outlook application policy managed application to the unpolicy managed applications like WhatsApp, or Google Drive, or one notepad or something in a mobile device. They can't copy the content from the Outlook to the third party applications. And we can set the pin. If the user tries to open the Outlook application, by default we will ask user to set the pin. While the via configuration part, we can set the pin for the user as well. We can ask user to set the pin. Yes, we are implementing the app protection policy. First thing, in the app protection policy, the main agenda of the mobile application is management is to protect the data. If the user tries to access the data in unmanaged devices in Outlook and Teams, they are trying to access Outlook and Teams. They will have access to the Outlook and Teams. Once they got the access, if they wants to try to download any file, it will be downloaded in the only OneDrive application only, or the SharePoint application, managed OneDrive and managed SharePoint application only. If they want to trick the screenshot, the option is disabled in the with the help of the app protection policy. If they want to copy paste the content from the Outlook application to the third party applications like Teams application, not Teams, WhatsApp application, or third party application, they can't copy paste the option. And we will have a extra security feature, like if a user the user will, for example, if the user is having the device pen, that is not a issue. They can have the device pen. If the user wants to open the application in the device, we will set the policy like in the app protection policy, the user must and should have the pin for that application. If the user wants to open the application, user should have the pin. Then only the application will be opened. And another thing, after app protection policy, now app protection policy is useful only for only the content which is there in the Outlook, the content which is there. For example, if you think like a box, one box is there. In the box, the box is like Outlook or Teams. In the box, the content is there. We are applying the app protection policies, which we are applying the app protection policy to the information available inside the container only, not the outside, not the outside of the box. Now we are applying the conditional access outside the box. If the user is having the multi-factor authentication only, then the user can able to access the Outlook application. If the user is having the app protection policies only, then the user can access the Outlook application. Like that, we can apply the conditional access as well. First thing is MFA, multi-factor authentication. Another one is users must and should have app protection policies. We have set the app protection policy in the first step, right? The users should have the app protection policies. After once the conditional access is successfully done, once the user is having the multi-factor authentication for the particular client or for the particular organization, then the user will have the approved client apps, and then the user will have the app protection policy. After that, user will able to access the Outlook application. Once the user is able to access the Outlook application, user should give the app pin, then the user can able to open the application. Once it is done, user will have the different types of protections have been enabled with the help of the app protection policy. One is we have disabled the screenshots. We will disable the copy paste option. We have created, like, if the user is opening any links, it should be opened in the Microsoft Edge browser only, managed Microsoft Edge browser only. If the user wants to download the files, if the user wants to open the files, it should be stored in the one Microsoft OneDrive application or SharePoint application only. We can implement those policies in the app protection policies itself, with the help of the using mobile application management. Anyone having any queries, please let me know. I will move to the next session, is the mobile device management. In the mobile device management session, we will have two different types of devices. One is Android and another one is iOS. In the Android, we will have a personal owned devices and corporate owned devices. Mainly, we will have both the in Android and iOS. We will have a BYOD device and corporate owned devices. Session, we can have a personal owned devices can be enrolled, as well as a corporate owned devices. Mission devices can be enrolled into the with the help of the Microsoft Intune, and we can do anything, like if you want to do enterprise wipe or device wipe, if you want to push the any applications like a line of business application or the uh, Play Store applications like Google Play Store application or Apple App Store application, we can push those applications to the managed with the help of the mobile device management. In the mobile device management, we will have a seven different steps we will have for Android and an iOS as well. For Android, we have to we have to implement them. We have to enable the managed Google Play Store. For iOS, we have to enable the APNS push notification certificate. In the second step, we have to implement the compliance policies. In the third step, we have to manage. We have to implement the configuration profiles. Like if the user wants to tries to access the Wi-Fi profile or VPN profile, and we can implement the device restrictions in the configuration profiles. In the fourth step, we have to add the application. Application deployment will be there. In the fifth step, we have to implement the app protection policies, and in the sixth step we will have the conditional access. We have to set up the conditional access. In the seventh step we will have to test the device. Now we can see one step by step. If you want to manage the Android device, for Android device, we have to enable the manage Google Play Store with our company's Gmail account. It is a single click process in the Intune portal. Once we have enabled the manage Google Play Store, the users can able to enroll the devices. For Android device, a personal device or corporate device, the mandated thing is to we have to enable the manage Google Play Store. For the iOS part, we have to create the IPNS certificate. How to create, I will let you in upcoming classes. What is APNS certificate? Apple push notification certificate. To enable the communication between the iOS device and the console. If the APNS certificate got expired, means the console and the device can't be communicated, and all the features like to Outlook or Teams, everything will be stopped in the user mission. Once it got for every 1 year, the happiness certificate should be revoked, um, reactivated for every 1 year. For the compliance policy, what is compliance policy? What is compliance policy? If you're for example, if you're joining the company for organization, the minimum basic criteria, you have to crack the interview. Before the cracking the interview, to attend the interview, the basic criteria is to you have to pass the graduation, you have to qualify, you have to pass the intermediate and the 10th. These are the mandatory qualification to attend the interview. After the interview is done, after the interview got selected, you will come to the company. These are the compliance for your company standards. Like that, if you're having the mobile device or for Android or iOS, we will set the compliance policies. Like if the user device is having the Android version 10 and above, then the user can able to enroll, and those devices will be compliant. If he change from the Android 10 to 11 in a console, and if the user should update the device from Android 10 to 11. These are the some of the complaint settings we will set on the Intune portal. And another thing is, if the user is if we can set that the user should have the device pin to unlock the device. The user should have the minimum device pin. And if we kept in the complaints policy, we can have the complaints policy. So these are the basic complaints policy which we can do it in the Intune console. By coming to the configuration policies, for example, if you, in the configuration policy, there are different types of configuration policies will be there. For example, if you're having the Wi-Fi profile, if your client is asked you to enable the Wi-Fi profile, if the device is in that Wi-Fi location only, it should be working. If the device is moved from that longer distance for the Wi-Fi location, it should be stopped. Like that, we have to create the Wi-Fi profile in the company premises only. That mobile should be working. Out of the company premises, it should not work. It should be like a dummy phone. Excuse me. Like that, we can implement the configuration profiles in the Android as well as iOS. Compliance policies also in the same as well as Android and iOS. Also, we can set the compliance policies according to the client requirement. And the application deployment. In the application deployment, we are having the 4 different types of application deployments are there. One is Google or Play Store store applications. Another one is a web click application. Line of business applications. What are these are three different applications which are available for the Android, iOS, and the Windows deployment. What is store applications? Store applications are nothing but the applications which are available in the Android store or iOS store. We can integrate those applications to the Microsoft Intune, and we can deploy to the user devices. Those are the store application. What are the web links? For example, if, your client is having the client is not having the application, but client is having the web link. For example, www.google.com. We are not having the Google application. So that's why we will create a one application, like one icon like item. For example, if you're having a word in this word, we will have a word. We will have a Google icon. If we click that Google icon, it will won't open like the application, but it will open in the managed browser like Microsoft Edge. Uh, and then the SharePoint also, if we want to open in the SharePoint, if we want to open in the Microsoft, we will define accordingly, and those URLs will be opened like that. It will be like just like icon. If you click on the icon, it will be opened in that managed browser, that is Microsoft Edge. And while coming to the line of business application means, uh, these are the applications which are not available in the Play Store, Android App Store, or Google Play Store, or the iOS App Store. These applications which are developed by the inbuilt client team or development team. If the client is having, like for example, the client is having like a timesheet requirement or traveling requirement of website or traveling website, they want to develop the application. And if you want to push that application from the console, we will deploy that line of business application in the console, and we will send that application to the managed micro mobile device management devices itself only. And we can't implement this line of business application in the mobile application management. Now we are discussing about mobile device management. Once the device is controlled entirely, and we can push those application to the mobile device management enrolled devices. These are the three different types of applications which are there in the Intune console, and these are three are the similar for Android, iOS, and the Windows. Once the applications has been deployed to the user, and we will have to implement the app protection policy. And the app protection policies which are implemented in mobile application management are different. These app protection policy, once the device is enrolled, but we have to implement the app protection policies for the applications which are enrolled in the mobile device management. Once the app protection policies activated for the particular applications which are for example, if we deploy the Outlook and Teams, and we have send the install command for the Outlook and Teams to the enrolled devices, mobile device management enrolled devices. We have to implement the app protection policies for Outlook and Teams. After once the app protection policy is implemented, we have to create the conditional access as well. The conditional access is something like a firewall. If you want to access the particular Outlook application, you have to cross the bridge, that is multi-factor authentication. The multi-factor authentication for the particular user, it should be enabled, and it should be activated, and it should be working. Once it is everything is fine, then the user will have access to the applications like Outlook and Teams application. Once these six steps are completed, we and the last step, we can have a test the device entirely. Once the device is tested, and we can, after the everything is done, the phase wise, first we will test for the 10 users. After that, if you're having the set of 100 users, first we will test for the 10 users. After in the phase 2, we will test for 30 users. In the phase 3, we will implement for the remaining 70 users. Like that, in a company standards, we'll be having the testing phases. It will be not immediate. We will have a 4 to 5 test phases, maximum 4 test phases. First is our team and service desk test people. After that, the set of testers or second phase. In third phase, we will implement for the 100 or 50. For example, we are having 1,000 users. First, we will test for the internal teams and the service desk persons. After that, the group of 50 people. After that, group of 100 people, and the remaining 900 people, we will deploy this configuration profiles and compliance policies for the mobile device management for the remaining 900 users. This is the phase wise we will do in our company standards. Please let me know if you are having any queries regarding the mobile device management. I will explain you once again. And for the continuation of class, we will move to the PC management. In the PC management, we will have a main thing is one is SSM managed SSM migrated devices. Another one, Windows Autopilot. Windows Autopilot devices. Another one is personal and corporate devices. What are the SSM migrated devices? For example, nowadays everyone are using Microsoft Intune to push the feature update to quality updates. These quality and feature updates are nothing but the quality updates are nothing but monthly updates, monthly patches, monthly security patches, which are released by the Microsoft in the second week of Tuesday. Once those released, everyone are using now. Previously, they're using SCCM to push those patches to deploy and to install on the user mission. Nowadays, everyone are migrating those missions from SCCM to the Microsoft Intune, and they are pushing the patches from the Microsoft Intune itself. Why they are migrating? If you're not having any advantage, they will not migrate the device from SCCM to the Intune. If you push the patches from the SCCM, you will have the compliance policy. You will have a compliance policy if you for example, if you have pushed the quality updates in the last month, you will have a compliance means success rate. You will have a 70 to 75% success rate if you're pushing the compliance policy from SCCM. If you push the compliance policy from the Microsoft Intune, you will have a 90 to 95%. There is a 20% margin will be there. So that's why they are migrating from SSM to the Intune. Why this 20% difference is there? Once we have pushed the patches from the Microsoft from the SSM, the user device, the user laptop should connect it to VPN. Without the VPN connection, the user machine will not update the quality updates and feature updates. So that's why for any intermediate network connection disturbance issue, those particular devices can't be upgraded because VPN will be disconnecting and connecting after some time. So that's why the particular patches and quality updates can't be installed on the user devices. While coming to the Microsoft Intune mobile device management, with the help of the mobile device management technique, those missions will be detected as these missions of mobile device management. There is no need of VPN. In the background itself, those patches, monthly patches will be installed itself. In the background itself they'll be installed, and the compliance policy will be more when compared to the SSM. That's why nowadays everyone are migrating those missions to the missions which are managed from the SSM. They can be managed, they can be migrated to the Intune, and they can be managed in the Intune. We can deploy the applications, we can deploy the compliance policy, configuration policies. If you want to deploy the any line of business applications as well, Windows 32-bit application, anything can be and everything can be deployed to the user mission with the help of the Microsoft Intune. This is the one case we will have the in the PC management. We will use SSM migrated missions, and another technique is the Windows Autopilot. In the Windows Autopilot nowadays, in the Windows Autopilot, everyone previous in the corona time, at the time, what is Windows Autopilot? First we can discuss about why the Windows Autopilot came into existence. In the normal scenario, if you're starting a company, for example, if you're starting a company, and you will have to order the 50, and you are recruiting a 50 members of people, and the basic criteria is to give the laptops and to work with them. For that, you will discuss with the laptop vendors, HP or Dell, and you will order the 50 machines from the HP or Dell vendor. Once the device has been ordered, those machines will be directly shipped to your company itself. In the company, in the IT admin team, what they will do, they will reimage the existing original OS version in to the enterprise version, and the reimage from the original Windows 10 version to enterprise business enterprise Windows 10 or Windows 11 version. Once it is got managed, and they will deploy the applications, and they will install the drivers. After everything is successfully completed, after that, that mission will be shipped to the user end. This is the normal process. Once if you deploy to the Windows Autopilot, the technique will be different, will be entirely different. If you order the missions from the laptop vendor, that laptop vendor itself, those missions will be directly shipped to the user itself. It will not ship back again to the company, and we will not do anything. Here the main advantage is, we will not do reimage of the existing Windows version, and the cost reduction will be there. And with the timing frame also, if you want to, once the devices has been ordered, it will be directly shipped to the user end. How it can be migrated? We will have the device as file. We will get the device as file from the laptop vendor, and we will implement that device, and we will import the device as file in the Microsoft Intune portal. Once the device as file is imported in the integrated in the Microsoft Intune with the serial numbers, for every laptop there will be a unique serial number. Once the serial number is detected as a Windows Autopilot mission, and the user will get the mission within 1 or 2 days after the laptop is shipped. That serial number will be acting as a Windows Autopilot. Once the device is being opened, those missions will be acted as a Windows Autopilot mission, and all the compliance policies, configuration policies, and applications which are deployed, and the deployment profiles, everything will be automatically installed in the user. And once the devices and once the laptop is connected to network. So this is a very simple technique. At the time of corona time, we are not having any IT admin people which are sitting in the company and doing the reimaging. Nothing is there. They use this technique with the Windows Autopilot technique, and they have managed those devices. And after that one, the personal and corporate devices. If the user is having, at the time also, at that corona time, the user is having the personal missions, and they are managed that personal missions with the help of the Microsoft Intune. If you manage Microsoft Intune, means they can't download the main thing, they can't download data from the Outlook or Teams, or from the any corporate resources to the user network, to the user personal drive. So that's why they have used the personal and corporate devices in their way. This is the PC management. And we can deploy the applications and everything in the same case. We have to configure the compliance policies, configuration policies, and we have to deploy the application for the particular users, and the Windows Autopilot devices and SSA migrated devices as well. And we can manage all the mobile devices, tablets, laptops, and desktop, can be everything can be managed from the Microsoft Intune console. These are the operator systems which can be managed from the Microsoft Intune. The Apple OS version minimum should be 9 and later, and Mac OS should be a minimum of 10.9 and later. Android version is still it is 6.6. Previously it is 4. It is also there. Now they upgraded to the 6, and we can manage the Windows 10 machines, Windows 11 machines, and Windows 8.1 phones, and Windows 8.1 Windows version as well. These are the different supported versions which are using from the different vendors as well, Apple, iOS, and Windows machines. And we have discussed about the protection in which we can have the certificates, APNS certificate. If you're not having the APNS certificate, user can't install the user can't use the Intune as a mobile device management on the user device. First, we have to enable the APNS certificate. That's where the protection came into picture. And the compliance policies, if we will set the compliance policies according to the client needs. For example, for the iOS, we will set the minimum iOS version should be around 9, and maximum it should be like 17 or 18, the current iOS version. If the user is that device, if that device is having that compliance policy only, the user can access that device and enroll the device. That's why the compliance policy is a mandatory thing in Microsoft Intune. For any enrollment without the compliance policy, the device can't be enrolled, and the device will be shown as a non-compliant in our console itself. Um, if you're having any queries, please let me know. I will demonstrate the class again, once again, and I will show you the entire course content, which I will explain in upcoming classes. We are having the six modules. One is first we will have all the introduction part of the Microsoft Intune. In the second module, we will have the mobile application management. In the third module, we will have a mobile device management in Android, and in the fourth module, we will have a mobile device management with the help of the iOS. In the fifth module, we will have a PC management. In the sixth module, we will have a troubleshooting and reporting. In the first module, we can have an overview of Intune. Today we have discussed, right? We will have that overview of Intune, and we will have a Azure Active Directory overview, and to set up the Intune lab and the license requirement, and we can add the custom domain pages and branding pages, and mobile device management. What is the cloud difference between cloud and hybrid cloud, and adding a terms and conditions, creating users, planning license and license assignment, and the different types of group management. There are three different types. One is assigned dynamic user and dynamic device. And Intune assignment, we can restrict the devices. We will have if the user is having 15 devices, in the maximum limit of enrolling a device in Microsoft Intune is 15 devices. By default it will be 5. The minimum is 1. If you want any user to enroll up to 15 devices, for the test users, you can create a separate group. You can assign that group to the particular users, to the particular set of the users, and you can implement those for the testing phase. They can enroll up to the 15 devices. In the mobile application management, first we will add, I will let you know about the app protection policy, how to set up the app protection policy, how to set up the app configuration policies, and how to set up the conditionals. So once everything is set up, we have to test the applied policies on Android device. Once it is done, we will generate the app protection policies from the report from the console itself. Similarly, in the iOS itself, we can set the app protection configuration policies, conditional access, and we will test it, and we will have reports itself. In mobile device management, first we can discuss about those, how to set up the manage Google Play account. Once it is set up, only the user can enroll the device. After that, we have to create the compliance policy, configuration policies like device restrictions, Wi-Fi, VPN network, and VPN IP address, everything, and we configured in the mobile device management. And we can set up the compliance policy and configuration profiles as for the corporate owned devices as well. And application deployment, line of business application, Android store application, built-in applications, web link application. These applications can be deployed through the mobile device management in Android platform. After the application deployed, we have to configure the app protection policies and app configuration policies for those applications which are deployed. After that, we will have a conditional access also. We will set up the conditional access. Once the conditional access has got successfully implemented, we will test the devices on the personal and corporate owned devices. Once the testing is completed, we will have a generated the reporting part from the how many devices are enrolled in this particular domain for the particular user. We can take the report for every user itself, and we can have a consolidated report as well. In the same way, we will have the iOS. First, we have to set up the Apple ID. Once the Apple ID is set up, we will configure the APNS, Apple Push Notification Certificate will be configured, and the remaining parts are similar like for the Android as well. To set up the Apple volume purchase program. We will have a Apple volume purchase program, and we will set up the Apple Business Manager enrollment token, the personal and corporate owned devices to set up iOS compliance policies and to set up configuration policies like device restrictions, VPN, Wi-Fi, and etc. And after that, we will have application deployment, iOS store app applications, web link applications, built-in applications, and the line of business application. Once these applications are configured, we will deploy the app protection policies for these applications. Once it is done, we will apply the conditional policies for the users to the particular groups. After that, conditional access is completed, we will test the personal and corporate owned devices. Once everything is completed, we will generate the report for the enrolled devices. In the PC management, we will have the personal devices, corporate BYOD, personal and corporate devices, and the co-management with this is SACM managed devices. These are known as co-management with configuration manager. This configuration manager is nothing but SACM manager, and after that we will have the Windows automatic enrollment. Yeah. In the Windows Autopilot, how to configure the Windows Autopilot, or how to set up the enrollment page, how to get the device as file. If you're having the existing virtual machine, how to get the device as file for the particular virtual machines, everything can be done, and everything can be configured. And the application deployment like Microsoft Store apps, Microsoft 365 apps, Microsoft Edge, line of business application, web link applications, and the Microsoft 32 business application, everything can be deployed. And we will have an endpoint security for the Windows machines, how to secure the endpoint security in the effective way, and for the antivirus and disk encryption, uh, firewall, and BitLocker, everything can be covered in the endpoint security. Once the everything is applied, created, we will apply on the user missions, and we will test the missions. Everything is successfully completed, we will take the reports from the enrolled devices, and we will showcase to the client as that feature and quality updates has been differentiated and been so much has improvement. 90 to 95% of success rate is there in the Microsoft Intune, and we can showcase to the client itself. After that, lastly thing, for everything, for every domain, for every technology, for every the enrollment, we will have a troubleshooting and reporting part. We will have issues, we will have to troubleshoot, how to troubleshoot the device compliance, how to troubleshoot the enrollment issues at the time of enrollment, how to troubleshoot the window. For every 100%, those 5% of the missions will be in will not install the latest Windows update. There will be the reasons of some cases if the user is not using the mission, if they're not using the mission for the from the last 30 days or 60 days, those missions cannot be checked in, and those missions will not be updated to latest patches or security updates or feature updates. So that's why we have to troubleshoot from end. And after that, we will have a troubleshoot policies and profiles. If you created the policies, why we are if you are not deployed to the user mission, we can troubleshoot from our end. We can collect the logs in the user device and well as in the Intune as well. And after that, we will have troubleshooting issues like device enrollment issues as well. In the device enrollment issues, we will have a if the use if we set, for example, if we set the enrollment device enrollment limit as 5, if the user is trying to enroll the sixth device, the user will get the error message at the beginning of the enrollment is itself. Like that, for a few device enrollment issues exist in our current environment in the Microsoft Intune as well. Thank you, everyone. If you are having any queries regarding this course, please let me know. I will answer you everything. Thank you all for joining this demo class. I'm concluding this demo class.